Appreciate the opportunity to speak on behalf of Happy Spine today. We're developing a fundamentally improved material which is addressing the three critical needs of bone fusion. This is a step forward in thinking, as all materials on the market today meet one or two of these critical needs but don't meet all three. But I want to begin by level setting everyone's knowledge in the room regarding bony fusion. Let's start with bone. Bone is a physical framework of living organic matter. It literally shapes us. Within this structure, there's two distinct elements. There's a load-bearing element of cortical bone, which gives strength and structure. There's porous cancellous bone for generation of growth factors. Bone will not grow in the presence of excessive strain. If strain is too high or too low, bone will regress from it. The need for fusion occurs when the injured or aging skeletal system collapses, fractures. It causes pain, dysfunction, and nerve impingement. The solution is to restore healthy anatomical structure, and in the case of spine, the foraminal height around the nerves. Restoring this native construct relieves the surrounding tissue of pain and dysfunction. So, the recipe for success. We need three legs of the stool. As you all know, a two-legged stool doesn't stand very well, so all three elements are absolutely required. You need the dense bioactive mechanical structure that is necessary for stabilization and strength. You need a porous bioactive conduit for communication and ingrowth of this surrounding healthy bone. And presently, none of the devices on the market supply all three of these. So what are our constructs that are available today? There's three basic material options. You have native bone or allograft, you have titanium, and you have PEEK. There's many different constructs and combinations, each attempting to improve their offering to the market. But each has shortcomings. Bone allograft demonstrates both densities, but has variable modulus and strength output. Titanium devices are biologically accepted by the body, but they have a very complex material performance and visualization concerns. And polymeric devices improve on these, yet they still lack all three elements required for fusion. With that, I'd like to introduce HAPPE's solution. It's actually an acronym representing Hydroxyapatite Porous PEEK. The HAPPE solution is a confluence of all three aspects. It has the biomechanical properties of multiple density PEEK polymer. It has interconnected porosity for communicating healing throughout the scaffold. And it has bioactive HA, an element of calcium phosphate that the mating bone will interact with. Our unified structure is a monolithic construct, so no coatings. It's PEEK filled with HA whiskers. It has a seamless transition between the dense and porous structure. And there's exposure of HA on all surfaces, both internal and external. Our present design is 75% porosity with pores shaped to mimic trabecular bone or cancellous bone. We integrate the dense structure where it's needed most, put the porous material on the periphery where it will encourage bony growth for improved stabilization. We do have the ability to relocate the dense material based on the application, and we can vary pore size, pore shape, and percentages. So looking at the modulus of the material, modulus is the spring rate of a material as it reacts to the stress around it. If it's too stiff, bone will regress from it, and if it's too soft, the implant will collapse. Solid, unfilled PEEK has demonstrated for decades that it's a modulus of choice of clinician. 3D printed titanium claims to have the same sort of construct, but it has failed to meet up to all those requirements. HAPPE material matches both the modulus of porous and dense bone. One of the known complications with implants is they fracture upon implantation or under biological loads. Through a very extreme test, we proved here that we do not fracture even under maximum compression. Independent lab testing done for ASTM standards and impaction testing have shown that we've met our design criteria. At Notre Dame, they researched how to improve the permeability of porous devices. Some porous devices on the market today use sodium chloride, just a common table salt, which is cubic in form, to create their surface construct. Notre Dame's research has shown that by rounding the salt, having ellipsoidal and spherical salt particles, and creating porosity in that manner, you actually improve the material. And if you think about it, dice don't pack as well as spheres do. So it not only packs better and has better material properties, it truly just looks like bone. This time-lapse video, which covers 5 minutes, demonstrates HAPPE's fluid permeability throughout the porous structure. You'll note the emerging dense structure bound within the porous material. And again, this is monolithic. Research is showing that it's critical to have both macro features and micro features. Truly planar surfaces do not transmit bone well. So by utilizing our proprietary molding process, we're able to create that macro pore structure, and on the interior have micro features with the HA particles. Our bioactive HA whiskers are plain flat on the surface for a micro feature, and through the pore walls you're seeing exposed HA throughout the entire structure. Industry is working its way towards the need for a porous HA PEEK. Nuvasiv's Cohere technology, formerly Vertera, demonstrates a 0.5 millimeter of bony ingrowth in unfilled natural PEEK through their pore structure. Invibio's Optima Enhanced HA PEEK also shows improved bioacceptance of the material, yet the two have not been mated together until today. But not all hydroxyapatites are the same. Conventional HA powder deployed in the market today is a 5-micron powder. In the upper right-hand corner, the backscatter energy image from the SEM shows the mixing density. It shows the HA does not clump, it distributes evenly throughout the material. However, if you note in the lower right-hand corner, the secondary energy, that shows a 3D image of the surface that's being looked at. And you'll see that a lot of that HA that's within the material is not exposed. Conversely, HAPPE's HA is a whisker. It has diameter and length, providing a reinforcement and exposure. It resists dislodgement and provides a greater surface for the body to interact with. So HAPPE's material solution is really the confluence of all 3 needs of fusion. It has PEEK filled with bioactive HA, with the ability to design the implant exactly where you want the porous material and the dense material. We also have multiple applications. This is just not a one-implant material. At HAPPE, we're starting with spine with the 510K application on track for the end of this year. We're starting to look at additional opportunities in sports medicine. And in the future, we'll be looking at distal extremities and other expanding markets for opportunities. This is a new platform material. Our 5-year outlook is promising. We offer the market a fundamentally improved material. Our cervical spine revenue is forecasted to start after the 510K clearance next year, with sports medicine revenue beginning in 2022. This enables an exciting growth opportunity at HAPPE and for any partners that wish to join us. I look forward to speaking with you about that. Thank you.